Hi there, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about other considerations around stress and impacts of stress. Today I'm going to talk about two types of individuals that have, uh, they're more impacted by stress than the general population, right? And these are individuals that really benefit from advanced neural retraining, the methods that I use. Okay, so we've talked about stress, we've talked about the contributors to stress, we've talked about the cell danger response and how that is the real root cause for cellular hypothyroidism. Today, I want to talk about the impact that early life stress has on a person that lasts for the rest of their life, unless we can reverse that through advanced neural retraining techniques. So let me tell you a little bit about the ACEs study, right? This is a study that was done in the 1990s by the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, and Kaiser Permanente, which is a health plan out on the West Coast. They did a very simple assessment with 17,000 adults. They had them answer basically a little survey. The question was, which of these adverse experiences did you have before the age of 18, if any? Check all that apply, basically. And there was a little list of 10 things that might have happened to you before the age of 18, like, were you ever subject to emotional or physical abuse? Or, were you ever separated from a parent for any reason, including death or divorce or jail time, right? So 10 little check boxes. And the more boxes you ticked, the more points you got. You got 1 point for each item. What they found, the big result from this study was the correlation that they found between people who checked 4 or more boxes, right? If you got 4 out of 10 points or more, this was correlated to increased lifetime risk for all kinds of health issues: emotional health, mental health, physical health, and risky behaviors, addictions, obesity, early death from any cause, right? So what this study found was that trauma early in life has lifelong effects. This should have changed the way that we do medicine, right? This was known in the 1990s. Very simple assessment. It didn't even list all the possible types of trauma a person could experience, right? There were only 10 options. And we have learned so much more about trauma since the 1990s. It should have changed the way that medicine was practiced, because now we should have been able to screen for people who had an ACEs score of 4 or higher and treat them differently, because for those people, there were reasons that predispose them and that will continue to predispose them for chronic health issues for the rest of their lives. Those people should have been separated out and treated differently. But the reason I think that this didn't change the way we practice medicine, and it didn't change the kind of triage system that we have for chronic health issues, is because we didn't have a tool. There wasn't a clear answer of like, well, what do we do with these people that's different, right? Because it was assumed that there was nothing we could do for these people. All we could understand as practitioners in the healthcare system, like Kaiser Permanente, right? That's a healthcare system, is that these people, if they're in your system, are going to be the people that develop multiple chronic health issues throughout life, in all likelihood, right? They're just predisposed for that. But now we have a method to reverse the effects of trauma and trauma experiences, even experiences that were experienced over a period of time. They weren't just one-offs. We have a perfect method for working with this in the advanced neural retraining technique that I use. So that is one group of people that benefit greatly from the method that I use, even if they have not developed physical symptoms yet, right? So I just want to put that out there. I know that you are here because of physical symptoms, but if there's someone in your life that fits this description and they haven't, maybe they're only at the emotional level or the mental level so far, by working with an advanced neural retraining process, we can reduce, right, the likelihood that they will go on to develop an autoimmune condition, for example, right? We know Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition or another chronic health issue before it arises. Anyway, let me talk about the second group that also benefits greatly from working with advanced neural retraining techniques. So there are the people that experience early life stress, and then there are the people who are sensitive. The sensitive person feels their emotions very keenly. The sensitive person may also feel other people's emotions very keenly, right? This is the highly sensitive person. This also includes the empath, right? Which is a subset of the highly sensitive person. The empath feels other people's emotions as if they are their own, right? So the highly sensitive person is keenly aware of other people's emotions, but the empath takes them on as if those emotions are their own. And so both of these groups of people also benefit greatly from advanced neural retraining techniques because how can I explain this? Because when we are the highly sensitive person, when we feel emotions very keenly, less trauma is needed to have, or maybe I should say, trauma of any level has more of an impact on that person than the general population. They are more impacted by painful emotional events. And so smaller incidents that may not rate as trauma for the general population, right, would never make it onto the ACEs quiz, still have that traumatic impact on that person. And then, really, we could talk about a third group of people who are both of these things, right? They are sensitive and they also experience early life trauma. So for all of these groups of people, they are all predisposed, right? In the same way, the same findings that the CDC found in the ACEs study apply to all three groups of people that I just described, and all three groups benefit greatly from advanced neural retraining. Okay, so that is my concept for you for today, right? We are looking for the personality profile that fits this mind-body solution that I have to offer. So if you are starting to see yourself in these descriptions, then it may be a good time for you to sign up, go to the website, take the quiz, sign up for a free thyroid stress assessment, and learn about how we could start working together. And my website again is tcneuralretraining.solutions. Talk again tomorrow.